All right, the court is calling cause number 2013 DCM 0140. This is a hearing on a motion filed by the Attorney General. It's a motion for modification of the child support orders and confirmation of arrears in this case. Parties in this case are Warren Jones, who is appearing before me on the Zoom application. Also appearing today is Nancy Norris, also appearing through the Zoom application. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I'm the Associate Judge for the Title 4D Court here in El Paso, Texas. We're appearing on the Zoom application since we cannot appear in court due to the pandemic crisis that's going on. However, the courts have allowed us to conduct remote hearings through remote devices such as a Zoom application. This matter is being transmitted live through the YouTube channel in order to comply with the Texas rules that open courts must be available to the public. Once we finish this hearing, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube channel. I'm also recording the evidence on a microphone or the system that's provided through the computer system. This is the official recording of the matters in the court. Parties are not permitted to take snapshots, record on their own, or anything concerning this hearing here today. Since we are doing this through audio, Zoom application, sometimes the video or the audio person may not work. So I ask parties not to talk over each other. One person talking at one time so that we can have a complete hearing on the case. There may be an occasion where, for some reason, due to technical difficulties, your persons may get sent off the hearing for today. If that should happen, all you need to do is sign back in, and I'll let you back into the hearing. All right, those are the basic ground rules in every case. So it's not unique to your case. These are rules in all cases that we have before the court. With that being said, I'll ask the Attorney General in this case to make an announcement on the case.
Morning, Your Honor. John Hargis for the Attorney General, Child Support Division, present and ready to proceed.
Okay. Mr. Jones, are you ready to proceed today, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. And Ms. Norris, are you ready to proceed today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask both of you to please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Ms. Norris, I don't see your hand. Okay, hold on a second. Sometimes, okay. All right, do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Ms. Norris, you may have to speak up just a little bit louder, please. All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. Hargis, go ahead.
Your Honor, parties in the breakout room did negotiate, and we were able to reach an agreement on some of the issues that were pled for. And I'd like to inform the court of the agreement on the issues that were agreed to.
Okay.
The parties were able to reach an agreement on the amount of current child support, which would be in the amount of $606 a month, beginning October 1st, 2020. And also for the health insurance and dental insurance, for the child's health insurance and dental insurance to run through the Mr. Jones's employer. And also the agreement on the non-disclosure for Ms. Norris.
Okay.
The parties were not able to reach an agreement on the amount of medical support and child support arrearages.
Okay. All right. All right, Ms. Norris, I've been told that you all have agreed on the child support amount that's going to be modified. Is that true? Did you agree, ma'am? Okay. Ms. Norris, I need to unmute.
I don't know what's wrong with my thing, but yes, sir.
Okay. All right. See, I told you there were going to be some audio problems in this case. Mr. Jones, are you also in agreement with what has been represented to me as an agreement on the child support modification?
Yes, I do have a question, Your Honor, for the Assistant Attorney General, though.
Okay, what's your question, sir?
Was my other dependents included in that child support decision for the new order?
The new amount?
Yeah, the new amount.
No, because I thought I had asked you if you have any other children and you advised you did not.
I thought it was outside, as far as between me and Nancy. I have 2 children and I have one stepdaughter that I take care of. And they were all put on the modification that I sent over um, to child support in Texas. So I have a son who's 10, I have a daughter who's 1, and I have a stepdaughter who's 6.
Do they live with you?
My oldest son doesn't, the other 2 do.
Okay, what's your son's name?
Christian Anthony Jones,
And what's his age?
he's 10.
And that's your biological son?
It is.
And he lives with you?
He does not live with me. He lives with his mom in Fort Wainwright, Alaska.
Okay, are you paying court order child support?
I do not have court order. I pay upon whatever she wants when she needs it.
Okay, what's the name of the child that lives with you? That's your biological child.
Her name is Zaya Jones. Zaiy.
How old is she?
She's 1.
Oh, it's a boy?
It's a girl.
Girl. And she lives with you.
She does.
That's your biological child.
Correct.
Hey, Judge, it'd be all right with the court. I'd go ahead and make a calculation based on this new information. If Ms. Norris is in agreement with that, and we can get that matter settled before the hearing.
Okay, that's fine. You do have to take into account any other children that Mr. Jones has an obligation to support. The other child that you mentioned, sir, your stepchild,
Yes.
have you adopted that child?
I have not adopted. She just lives with us, with my wife.
Okay. What's the state's position with regard to that other child?
I was going to give him credit just for the one additional child because he's not support on the 10-year-old son, and the other child is not his actual child. So I was just going to give him credit for the one child, the girl that lives with him. That's his biological child.
Well, how about the other child that he's supporting? Although there's no court order, but he is supporting that other child.
I can do that, Judge, if Ms. Norris.
I support all 3. I have Cash App. Me and my ex-wife, we actually communicate via Cash App. So if I needed to send the payments that I have for my son, whenever she requests the money, I can send that as well too if I needed to send documentation. And Mackenzie is 6 and she actually lives with us. So I am the main supporter as her stepfather.
Okay, but there is no court order, Mr. Jones, on that other child?
There is no court order, no, sir.
Okay. But you are supporting that child?
Correct.
Okay, so in that case, instead of pursuant to the guidelines, one child before the court and 2 others, that's, I believe that's 16% to figure out the child support amount for the child that is before the court. What would that make that the child support, sir? Mr. Hardy?
That would be $485 a month.
485. Okay. And Mr. Jones, you have health insurance for Jacob?
I do.
How much does it cost you?
So it's $262 or $260 a month, every paycheck.
Okay,
For both
okay.
per for him and I.
All right, for one, for the child only. So what, it would be 130?
Correct.
Okay. All right, the court will adopt the child support modification to 485. Mr. Jones to provide the health insurance for the child in this case. Remaining issue is on the arrears. What's the issue? Okay, go ahead and present the issue on that, on the child support arrears.
Okay, state asked the court to take judicial notice of the prior order. It was entitled an order establishing the parent-child relationship, which was signed on April 2nd, 2013. Beginning obligation on March 1st, 2013, in the amount of $557 in child support and $345 a month on medical support.
All right, the court will take judicial notice of the underlying court order of 2013. Those support obligations as indicated. That is in the court file. I will take judicial notice of the 2013 court order.
The state offers what has been marked for identification purposes as states exhibit number 1, the financial payment record, which is the updated version on this case. The parties have been shown this exhibit prior to the hearing in the breakout room.
Okay. All right, if you can send it through me through the email system. For the time being, I'll consider it, make a ruling at the appropriate time once I receive it. And
Okay.
what does it show as far as arrears in the case?
15 for child support, $15,061.07 as of August 31st, 2020.
Okay.
And for medical support, it's $12,643.33 as of August 31st, 2020.
Okay, hold on. Was there medical support set in that 2013 order?
There was a medical support amount ordered in the amount of $345 a month.
Medical support?
It was cash medical support, $345.
Yes, I see it now. Okay. All right, tell me again what the arrears are of the medical support.
It's $12,643.33 as of the last day of August.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead, sir.
The state calls Ms. Norris.
All right. Go ahead. She has been sworn in.
State your full name for the court, please.
I did not hear anything you said, sir.
Please state your full name for the court.
Nancy Norris.
What's the name of your child?
Jacob Norris.
And Jacob's date of birth.
3/17/12.
You recall the Assistant Attorney General showing you the updated financial record in breakout room?
Yes, you did.
Was that an accurate accounting of all the money that you received from Mr. Jones?
Yes.
You have not received any direct payments from Mr. Jones?
No.
Okay. And you also agreed to, you said you did not want to release any arrearages that were unassigned arrearages, which meaning that they're arrearages family owned.
Correct.
No further questions. Ask the witness.
Okay.
State calls Mr. Jones.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Jones has been sworn in, and
State your full name, please, sir.
Warren Allen Jones,
The name of your child before the court today
Jacob Nordes,
and his date of birth.
March 17, 2012.
You recall the Assistant Attorney General showing you the payment record in the breakout room?
I do.
Was that an accurate accounting of all the money that you've sent into the child support disbursement unit on this case?
As far as payment, child support payments, yes.
Have you sent any direct payments at all to Ms. Norris?
No direct payments ordered by the child support, but other funds, yes, I have. No direct payments, no.
Okay. You heard the Assistant Attorney General recite to the court the amount of arrearages that are owed for child support and medical support as of August 31st, 2020.
Yes, I heard.
Okay. And you are not in agreement with that?
That is correct.
Do you want to explain to the court why?
Yeah, so when I had called down to speak with someone from the child support office to speak about everything that I was owed, I was told the exact reason why I was to pay the back child support. The back child support was, I was told, and under the understanding, sorry, this is my assistant, thank you. Child support was direct under back child support was based upon the fact that he was born in 2012 and I basically neglected my responsibilities. But I didn't know that he was my son based upon the story that Nancy told me. So I told him that I did not agree with the back child support. The story that I was told was that my son, that she was not going to be, when Nancy told me she was pregnant, when she told me she was pregnant, I took her into my house and told her I would take care of her and my son. She eventually told me that she went to her doctor's appointment. The doctor said that she wasn't going, because of malnutrition, she wasn't going to be able to keep the baby. They scheduled a surgery for the baby to be taken out. I was in the field. I was still military, so I was in the field on exercise for almost 3 months. When I came outside, the surgery date that she was supposed to have had already passed. When I seen Nancy again, Nancy had came to me and she looked 4 or 5 months pregnant, saying that this was my son. I said, that's not my son, because you told me that you had surgery. And I ended up leaving El Paso, Texas after I got honorably discharged from the military. In 2012 is when she reached out to me and said, this is your son. I said, how is that my son? She said, well, when I told you I was pregnant, I wasn't initially pregnant. And we got pregnant when you actually moved me into your apartment. And then I immediately said, okay, I will take the DNA test. DNA test came back. Upon receiving word that I was the father of Jacob, I literally started sending MoneyGram receipts that I sent down there once I found out he was my son. I also sent down medical support. Paper, since I wasn't able to go to the initial hearing, Your Honor. I sent down the paperwork that they requested from me. So since I wasn't able to, I spoke with Veronica from the office just 2 weeks ago. I asked her about that paperwork. She said they did receive the paperwork. That paperwork showed that I received a $6 cut from the original pay that I was making, and they still based it off of the $22.15, even though I sent the original paperwork. So I do not agree with paying back child support to somebody that I did not even know that I was lied to. And for the simple fact that for the last 7 years, I have been paying child support, with frequent times that I may have lost my job and the child support stopped. But as soon as I got a job, child support continued. I've been paying that based off of $22.15, and I wasn't making that from the get-go of the actual child support order. I also have sent and spoken with people from the office down in El Paso, Texas, multiple times, even up to management. I've sent modifications. They told me that they haven't received them or that they don't remember. They sent me another one. I sent it back to them. I told them that I had medical insurance. They told me that they would zero out the medical insurance, but it would take up to 6 months before they actually did it and never got going. So I don't agree with the medical child support or the arrearage based on the fact that I've been making as low as $12 an hour. And every time I reported that, nothing has happened. And I don't agree. And also, when my son, yes, the child support order says that he wasn't able to leave the state for the first 3 years. On the fourth year, I actually took a trip to El Paso, Texas, and I surprised my son for his birthday. I came down there. I paid for my own trip. Helped pay for the birthday as well too. And he came back with me. That was the first time that he came back with me at the age of 4. And when he came back with me, the summer that he was with me, I was still paying child support and I was still providing for him while he was with me. And I've only seen him 3 different times since then. And each time I've had to pay child support during the months that he was with me and still have him with me and pay for him while he was with me. And she doesn't agree with me paying. She doesn't want to get rid of. We had an agreement just a week ago, less than a week ago, about me not paying rearage. But because I wasn't able to pay or send money down for a laptop and football gear, she now wants to change that and make sure that I pay a rearage. And I just don't agree with that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jones, no further questions for Mr. Jones. The state rests subject to a brief close and recommendation.
All right, what's the state's recommendation on this matter?
State recommends a judgment. The state asks the court to confirm the amount of $15,061.07 for child support arrearages. Take a judgment against Mr. Jones in that same amount as of August 31st, 2020. Setting up a payment plan in the amount of $125 a month beginning October 1st, 2020. And then finally confirm the amount of medical support arrearages in the amount of $12,643.33 as of August 31st, 2020. Take a judgment against Mr. Jones in that same amount and payment plan to pay off the medical support arrearages in the amount of $113 a month beginning October 1st, 2020.
Okay, I didn't get the payoff on the child support amount, child support arrearage, Mr. Hargis.
The payment would be $125 a month.
125. And on the medical, same?
The medical would be $113 a month.
15?
113.
113. Okay. All right, Mr. Jones, the 2013 court order is a final court order. Modification, no appeal taken from that judgment. So that order would stand as far as the child support and the retroactive judgment. At this point in time, nothing filed in your case other than this action to confirm those child support arrearages. That being the case, the court will confirm the child support and medical support arrears as evidenced by the financial report as of August 31st. The court will follow the recommendation, setting payments on the judgments at 125 on the, tell me if I'm wrong, Mr. Vargas, 105 on the child support arrears, medical support arrears 113.
That is correct.
Okay, commencing on October 1. That's the ruling of the court. Mr. Jones, I will tell you that if you're dissatisfied with my ruling here today, you do have the right to appeal my decision. Any appeal has to be filed within 3 working days from today's date. The referring court in this case is the 383rd District Court. Let me make sure about that. Yes, the 383rd District Court. That's the Honorable Judge Mike Herrera. His courtroom is in this courthouse on the 11th floor. But you have 3 days from today's date.
Yeah. What did you say that court was again, Your Honor?
It's in the paperwork that you got, the 383rd District Court. That's the Honorable Judge Mike Herrera.
Okay.
3 days from today's date to file an appeal.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Hargis, that's the ruling of the court. Sir, if you go ahead and prepare that order for me to sign, I'll sign it. Once I sign it, it will be filed with the clerk's office, and copies will be sent to the parties.
Okay.
This matter, Mr. Hargis.
Thank you, Judge. I have nothing else.
Very well. All right, that concludes our hearing in this case. The parties are excused. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.